The question that I posed in the title of this video is honestly a really easy and short one to answer, and theoretically this video could be 5, 10, 15 seconds long, and then we can move on with our day. You know I don't like to waste your time here on the channel, but there's more to really take into consideration before summoning on this Goku, and there's more information that you deserve to know. And no, I am not talking at all about the anniversary in this video. You know already how I feel about the anniversary, most likely, and you know I'm skipping everything until the anniversary. So if you want to join that journey with me, feel free. If you don't, do what you gotta do, okay? However, when it comes to this Goku, I want to show you his leader skill and what that looks like to see if it's actually going to give you value in terms of running him as a leader. Obviously, you know, things like his categories, how to grind his super attack completely free to play if indeed you do pull him, his banner unit, which I will say many people I think definitely underrate sometimes the banner unit on specific banners, and especially in this case it's a very important factor to look at, and I'll explain why when we get to that. And then of course his overall banner and whether it would change or not. Just again, there's a lot to go over here. Let's just hop into it. But of course, with a really quick subscriber challenge, if you are looking at this ad right, hold on, yeah, this ad right here on the left hand side, you know who you are. Listen, man, you got caught lacking today. It is what it is. I'm not even gonna get too much into it. I just don't know why your eyes aren't on Goku instead of, like, come on, we're here for Dokkan, not for this, okay? You got caught lacking, you gotta subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. Road to 1 billion subs by the end of the year, by the way. But if you weren't looking at that, then you can skip today's subscriber challenge, and I will catch you lacking in the next one. Stay tuned for that. Let's hop into this video. Starting off with, again, this Goku here. Now, I will say, there are a few ways you can grind up his super attack if you do pull him. The reason why I mention this is because I don't want you guys to waste your Kais on actually, you know, getting his super attack up if you have the option to get it done free to play. There is this Goku right here, this Goku right here. I mean, you can't really grind this Goku up anymore, so I'm not going to show you him. But this Goku is actually available from this story event. I don't know if it's actually available on global right now, but even, I mean, if it is, you can go ahead and grind it. If it's not, then maybe you can use keys if of course you can afford it, but it's not, you know, necessarily the biggest deal of all time. But again, it's definitely an option there. But I would say the easier way is to grind this SR Goku and then awaken him into an SSR before feeding him in, and he's available from this event right here, Curse of the Blood Rubies. This event is not currently available on global, but again, you can access it with keys, and there's a lot of keys that you can currently farm up in Dokkan. My last video went over how to farm a lot of free-to-play keys in the game, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. But those are two ways to grind up the super attack for this Goku free-to-play. And then once you awaken him, he becomes an absolute monster of a unit. I'm not going to go over his kit because you already know how good he looks, so I'm not going to waste your time with that. However, his leader skill looks like this, okay? So we have Dragon Ball Saga, just called Boyhood Saga on this, you know, website right here. By the way, these websites that I'm using are linked in the description of this video if you want to go ahead and check out things, you know, for yourself. So just go ahead and, you know, keep that in mind. But anyways, Boyhood Saga, Youth, and Explosion of Anger, as you guys can see right here. And then Seekers of the Dragon Balls, as well as Bond of Friendship, you guys can see right here. And this is what his category looks like. So I'm just going to let you know right now, if you're not someone who's going to be using this category, or you don't really have many of these characters, or you don't really, like, if you know for a fact you don't use any of these characters, then maybe summoning on this Goku may not be the best choice for you, okay? Because a big thing about running, I guess, pulling a new unit is, of course, let me actually do this too. Let me, can I actually, I wonder if I can do this mid-video. Let's go to Japan. Let's go to cards, and then let me see if I can find the Goku. And what I'm doing here is just for science, just so you guys can also see something that's definitely important. And I'll just pull it up right here. Anyways, okay. So again, this is his category. Like I was saying, if you don't use any of these characters here, and you know you don't use them, and this team does not look impressive to you, then maybe pulling this Goku for his leader skill specifically may not be the greatest choice for you, you know, to actually you know, and of course he does have a unit super attack that does allow him to do a lot of damage, because 100% attack raise on your super attack is very, very powerful. The only thing is that you're going to need either a Yamcha on the team, a Master Roshi, an Oolong, Bulma Youth, or Bulma Bunny. And of course, you know, neither of these options, and again, it's in the same turn, not like on the team, in the same turn. And you know, thankfully we do have this free-to-play Yamcha right here that does come out during the celebration, and I'm not gonna lie to you, he's definitely not bad at all. So you know, you can definitely get away with running, you know, because this Yamcha is also supporting the Goku, right? So you can technically get away with having this Yamcha on the team just to allow, you know, Goku to really do a lot of damage. But you know, it's just an option for you to, you know, keep in consideration. But overall, I'm telling you right now, this category is nothing insane. It's not like gonna be doing the craziest numbers, so just keep that in mind. I also want to mention, please tamper, or is it the word taper or temper? It's one of the two. I just need you to make sure your expectations are set, okay? Because the showcases that you see on YouTube for this guy here on this platform, he's not going to be doing those numbers when you pull him, because most likely when you're summoning and you pull him, you get 1 copy, maybe 2 copies, maybe 3 copies. 3 copies, I mean, he's definitely gonna be doing some really good numbers, right? But 1 copy, 2 copies, he's not going to be putting up these crazy attack stats that you're seeing on YouTube. So if you're pulling him because he just looks so freaking OP, he's definitely very, very powerful. But just understand that if you're not someone who link levels, if you're not someone you know, who is going to go deep for this character, then he's not going to look as good, and that may disappoint you. Because I understand there's one thing is looking at the crazy attack stats and defensive numbers a unit can get to, and then it's another thing when you actually have the unit yourself and you can't really, you know, utilize the character to your absolute fullest potential, you know, his or their full potential. I also want to mention that in terms of, you know, best linking partners, we have basically these units right here, okay? Now, these units are not... Actually, wait, is Pan part of the... That wouldn't make any sense, actually. No, never mind. So, yeah, these are your options in terms of some of the best linking partners for this Goku, okay? Now, obviously, this does not look that great. This Goku here, though, like, low-key, this guy is... Wait, what? Did I not pull up that? Hold on. I guess it just shows me this. This Goku does stack defense in that 1CZ Z8. So you can actually have him as a pretty decent defensive option. The only issue, of course, is that a double physical rotation, if you're facing a really strong STR boss, will probably get you clapped up. So just, you know, keep that in mind. But yeah, linking partners, definitely not the greatest of all time. But that's basically everything when it comes to this Goku. Now, I do need to mention his banner unit, this Android 8. Now, or I guess Hachan, whatever you want to call him. Now, in this particular instance, this bear unit gets incredibly more powerful when you have a youth Goku on the team. And what happens because of that, let me actually pull this up too, just to show you. What happens is when you summon on this banner and you pull this Android 8, whether you like it or not, you now have a more of a reason to continue spending stones to get the Goku, because this Android 8 is incredibly good by himself. Without the Goku, he has 80% attack and defense. He has 20% damage reduction. He gets 8 ki and 80% attack and defense for 5 turns after receiving an attack. And then starting from the 5th turn, he reduces damage received by an extra 30% and recovers 80% HP once only when HP is 20% or less. So he has a lot of damage reduction. He's doing a lot, and he's definitely really, really strong, right? However, a majority of his kit, not a majority of a kit, but a really important chunk of his kit is locked behind having the Goku. So an extra 80% to attack and defense, right? This character can get to a total of what? 240% to attack and defense. Without the Goku, it's only 160%. So you're literally missing a third of this character's attack and defensive power, as well as a big chunk of the damage reduction, right? You get in total, you get 80% damage reduction with this character in total. But 30% of that, so almost 50% of that 80% damage reduction is locked behind having a Goku. So again, a lot of defensive utility with this character is locked behind having the Goku. And like I already showed you, youth Gokus aren't really that great in this game. You have this Easy A Goku who, honestly, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much because he doesn't exist on Global Dokkan anyways. Every other Goku here is not really that great, besides of course the physical Goku. So it's like, if you run this character next to any of these other youth Gokus here and they're not good, then how good is your rotation anyways, right? You just might end up dying. Like, you put this guy slot 1, cool, then any of these other Gokus gets clapped up in slot 2 and it's over, right? So you really need this Goku to have this rotation be one of the strongest in the game. So just keep that in mind, okay, when you're summoning on this banner. If you're someone who really wants a Goku and you pull this guy, you now have a bigger incentive to summon, and you probably might end up wasting more stones than you really wanted to in the first place. This is not a banner unit that you can just pull and just have him work complete. Like, for example, right, Saiyan Day, when Saiyan Day dropped and you had the banner unit, you know, STR Gohan and Trunks, who supported Hybrid Saiyans, had nothing to do with the banner unit Broly character, right? So you pulled that Trunks and Gohan, and then, you know, you move on with your day. You buff the Hybrid Saiyans team, right? It's not in this case. It's like you want both of these. You don't need them, but you want both of these characters. So, you know, just keep that in mind, okay? And then last but not least, we do have his banner here. I'm telling you right now, this banner is not it. You have really two great characters here. Memes aside, Raditz is just not it, man. Bojack is interesting because I feel like Bojack. Let me see. Bojack, I feel like he's 2021 for global. He's getting an Easy A, I would say, at the end of this year or like sometime early 2024. I can really see this Bojack being incredible with an Easy A. So I think it's becoming like we're entering the point where it's better to have this guy than to not pull this guy. But again, for an eventual Easy A, it's not really like to tell you, yeah, summon, because you can get Bojack and hold him for a year. It's just not a great thing to, like, you'd rather not do that, you know? Videl, same case. She's still 2021, but, you know, she's not, you know, like, it's, come on, let's be real, right? Beerus is a 2020 unit, so you can definitely expect an Easy A for him coming sometime soon, but even then, I mean, let's be real, right? He's just not good. AGL Turles is the biggest W on this banner, besides, you know, these other units here. The only thing with Turles is that if you don't have, I would say, a really good movie heroes team, movie bosses team, or you're not really rocking an extreme class team all that often, having him is cool, but what value is it really going to get you, right? Unless, of course, because again, that may be a bad argument to make, because of course sometimes when you're running specific events you need specific teams, so you're gonna need him, you're gonna have him when you need him. That's all that really matters in Dokkan, right? Do you have the units when you need him? So one thing is what you run, and the other thing is what do you need to beat certain events, especially in today's meta where Dokkan is releasing a lot of different missions for a lot of different events or I guess I should say that require different categories and such. So, you know, keep that in mind. But overall, his banner sucks. I'm sorry to tell you that. It is what it is, outside of these two units right here. And of course, AGL Turles. I mean, ask yourself, are you going to be happy with walking away with 3 STR Videls in a multi? Because someone's going to do that, right? Someone is going to get a crazy animation and pull Bojack, 2 Beeruses, and Raditz. And then just like, is that what you want? Like, it's going to happen, okay? I'm just letting you know. So again, Goku is, yes, 100% worth your Dragon Stones. He is an incredible character. Don't expect him to look as good as he looks, you know, in these other showcases. Android 8 is, of course, an amazing, really powerful, strong defensive character. And these two paired up work extremely well with each other on the same team. Leader skill, not really that great. You do have strong characters on this team, like the Carnival Goku, of course, but it's not about what characters you have in your leader skill. It's about what cohesive team can you make to make this Goku look as good as he possibly can look without actually jeopardizing the longevity, I should say, of your team. Because one thing is that just because you have a whole team of OP units doesn't mean you're going to be able to survive in a lot of difficult content or actually be able to use Goku to the fullest extent, right? Remember that at the end of the day, Dokkan, I'm going to repeat this till the end of time, okay? Dokkan is a team game. If you re-roll, let's say for a character like Goku, and you pull this Goku, it doesn't really matter because you have no characters to actually run and build a really strong team with. So you can't even exit a Dokkan event without getting clapped up. Yes, you may have, you know, the best unit of all time or one of the best TYs of all time, but if you don't have a strong team to fit this Goku, then it's just not worth it, because you're not going to be able to really, for you to experience how good a character is, you need to have a good team to make sure you don't die. That way you can experience the character, right? So ask yourself right now, do you have many of these characters? Do you have good linking partners for this? Do you have a team ready for this Goku? If you do not, then maybe you just skip for now and use red coins whenever he comes back, right? But of course, at the end of the day, it is completely up to you. You decide what you want, but Goku is without a doubt worth your red coins as well as your dragon stones, and so is Android 8. But banner wise, absolutely not, and I would say category wise, or I guess leader skill wise, absolutely not. And yeah, so that's again, I'm not sitting the point of this video wasn't to tell you to summon or not. It was to give you information that I think you're definitely going to need in order to make a decision for yourself. But at the end of the day, you know if you're summoning or not. And if you didn't know whether you're summoning or not, hopefully this video helped you. But yeah, I'm going to continue saving for the anniversary. And for those of you that want to join me on that journey, feel free to. I can't wait till a lot of us eat during the anniversary, and then we just end up pulling these characters like crazy whenever they return. So hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and peace.